Commencement will be beginning shortly. Please make your way to your seats.
For those of you who are able, please stand in honor of the class of 2021. Good morning and welcome. I declare the 179th commencement exercises of Cumberland University open. Last night, we conducted commencement exercises for our graduate students. Today, it is our privilege to honor our undergraduates in the class of 2021. Now, please welcome to the podium Professor Matt Espenshade, instructor in criminal justice and an ordained Baptist minister who will deliver the invocation. Reverend Espenshade.
Will you pray with me? Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the people that are here, the students who you've blessed this university with, the instructors who have poured their time and efforts into them, and their families who have made so many sacrifices to accomplish this goal today. We thank you, Lord, that you've given us the ability to persevere through this year, that you have kept this university open so that we could grow our relationships, that we could understand our lessons better and see the world that you've created from different perspectives. Lord, help us to always be joyful in that and in you. Help us to always appreciate what we've experienced here during our time. And Lord, as we continue on in life, help us to be lifelong learners so that we can be part of our community, grow our communities, grow ourselves, and revel in the relationships that you've given us. Lord, I thank you for everyone that's here. I thank you for this day, and we thank you for Cumberland, this nation, and those that we love. In your name we pray.
Please be seated. At this time, I would like to thank the newly elected 2021-2022 Student Government Association officers representing the colors. And as I call your name, please stand. Lily Johnson, President. Natalie Humphrey, Vice President. Jennifer Perez, Secretary. Will Romano, Treasurer. Please join me in a round of applause for the Student Government Board. I would also like to thank our academic school marshals for leading our graduates in the procession. Mr. Lane Tomlinson, instructor for the Labrie School of Science, Technology, and Business. Ms. Julie Windmiller, assistant professor, the Jeanette C. Rudy School of Nursing and Health Professions. And Ms. Molly Hong, administrative assistant, School of Humanities, Education, and the Arts. Let's give them a round of applause, please. If you're graduating today and you are a veteran of any of the United States Armed Forces, we ask you to stand at this time. If you're in the audience, and remain standing, please. If you're in the audience and you've served in the military of our great country, we'd ask you to stand. Please be seated. It is now my distinct honor and privilege to present the 26th President of Cumberland University, Dr. Paul C. Stone. Dr. Stone.
Thank you, Dr. McKee, and welcome all. Good morning, particularly graduates. We are here today to honor you and to recognize your accomplishments. I'm very proud of each of you who will receive a degree today and confident that you will leave here armed with this new credential that will allow you to accomplish great things and make an important difference in the world. As we begin our ceremony today, I also want to recognize our mace bearer. The mace and mace bearer are special symbols of tradition at universities, and we honor very special members of the Cumberland family by having them serve in this capacity. Today, we honor Miss Pace Pope. Pace and her family have meant so much to Cumberland over the past 30-plus years. Pace began her career at Cumberland in 1983, and she served the university in many roles over the years, always making students her first priority. Our international students have continuously been her passion. During her career, she's helped 316 international students from 79 countries reach the goal line of graduation. 51 of those students graduated with both a bachelor's and a master's degree. Pace and her late husband, Monty, have two sons, John and Spencer, both of whom are Cumberland graduates and both of whom are here today. They also have 5 grandchildren. Pace was assisted today by Sasha Petrova, who's from Canada, and is the current president of the International Student Organization. Please join me in congratulating and thanking Ms. Pace Pope. I'm now pleased to introduce the platform party representing the Cumberland University Board of Trust, and I would ask each of them to stand and remain standing as I call their name. Our chairman, Mr. W.P. Bone III, Dr. Robert Carver Bone, Chairman Emeritus, Mr. Sam Hatcher, Mr. Robert L. McDonald, Mr. Thomas Pate, Dr. C. Wright Pinson, Mr. Mark Riggins, Dr. Mike Spalding, Dr. Ed Thaxton, and Mr. Bill Vallette. Please join me in thanking these trustees for all the many ways that they support our institution. We're going to get to recognize further Dr. Thaxton and also the Honorable A.C. Wharton in a few minutes. Mr. Wharton is on the platform with us. We also have representing our distinguished elected officials today, Lebanon Mayor Rick Bell, who served on the faculty here for a number of years and is now in his first term as Lebanon Mayor. In our VIP section of the audience today, we have Mr. Ray Render, who's representing Congressman John Rose, who was unable to be with us today. But Ray, thank you for coming. Deputy District Director for Congressman Rose. I'll now introduce the rest of the platform party. Behind me over here to my right are the Vice Presidents of Cumberland University. You've already met Dr. Bill McKee. Please stand as I call your name. Dr. Ron Ford, Miss Judy Jordan, Mr. Ron Pavin, Miss Stacy Galentine, and I will ask you all to remain standing while I introduce our academic deans, Dr. Chris Fuller, Dr. Mary Beth Griffith, Dr. Eric Cummings. Thank you all for leading our academic programs in the university. Also on the platform with me today are Dr. Peg Freddy, President of the Faculty Senate, from whom you'll hear in a moment, Dr. Mike Ripsky, our university chaplain, who was also recognized last week as the Outstanding Faculty Member of the Year as selected by the students. Mr. Matt Espenshade, from whom you've already heard, Ms. Allie Garcia, our student government president, who I have to say has on more regalia and cords than anybody I've ever seen, I think, at graduation. And also Mr. Troy Simpson, Vice President of our Alumni Board, from whom you will hear in a few moments. Let's thank these folks. Now it's my distinct pleasure to introduce you to the chairman of our board, Mr. W.P. Bone III. W.P.
Well, it's an honor for me on behalf of the board to welcome all of you, even those that are still arriving back there in the back. But welcome, but to the graduates, we say congratulations. We're proud you're here. We look forward to seeing you in the future at Cumberland.
Thank you, Chairman Bowman. I would now like to recognize our Faculty Senate President, Dr. Peg Freddie, who will bring greetings on behalf of the faculty. Dr. Freddie.
Good morning. I haven't seen this many people together in, years. It's so good to see all of our graduates in one spot. We are here, and it is my great honor to represent the faculty of this school. It has been a difficult year and a half, not just for the students, but for the faculty as well. Your professors were asked to do something we thought was nearly impossible. We were asked to do one class, each class that we taught, 3 different ways, virtual, in class, and sometimes both at the same time. So we were a little overwhelmed, just as you were. But these amazing professors absolutely did that in record time. Our goal was to deliver virtually, in person, and sometimes together, the same quality of instruction that you have gotten consistently from this school. You have benefited from the wealth of knowledge possessed by our amazing faculty, and we have benefited from your diligence, your patience, and determination. So I'd like to leave you with this. Find your purpose. Live your passion with kindness, gratitude, and integrity. Practice compassion for yourself as well as others. And take care of this beautiful planet we live on. And never, ever, ever give up. So on behalf of the faculty of Cumberland University, congratulations! Now I'd like to introduce your student government president, Ms. Allie Garcia, speaking in behalf of the student body.
Good morning, parents of 2021. I couldn't find the best words or find a fitting Pinterest quote to express what we have overcome, but I am proud to stand here and say that we made it. It is so important to recognize that this past year has been one of the hardest years to face globally. In a time of panic, distress, uncertainty, in a time of injustice, division, and the unthinkable, you have managed to overcome any challenge that came your way. For the past year, self-integrity, resilience, friendship, relationships, and our moral compasses have been challenged time and time again. From being the first class to experience the eclipse, to surviving a whole pandemic and overcoming all social challenges. Class of 2021, I think it's time to take a moment and give ourselves a round of applause. To all the first generation students, we applaud you. Para todos los estudiantes de primera generación, te aplaudemos. To all the students continuing their parents' tradition, we applaud you. Para todos los estudiantes que han seguido con la tradición de sus padres, te aplaudemos. To the students who worked multiple jobs to pay for school, we applaud you. Para los estudiantes que han trabajado en múltiples trabajos para pagar la escuela, te aplaudemos. To the students who left their hometown to find new opportunities, we applaud you. Para los estudiantes que han dejado su hogar para encontrar nuevas oportunidades, te aplaudemos. To the students who have had to face many uncertainties alone, we applaud you. Para todos los estudiantes que tuvieron que enfrentarse a muchas incertidumbres solos, te aplaudemos. To the students who have dedicated their time to care for others, we applaud you. A los estudiantes que han dedicado su tiempo a cuidar los demás, te aplaudemos. To the students who did not let a statistic define their life, we applaud you. Para los estudiantes que no dejaron que una estadística definiera su vida, te aplaudemos. To the students who time and time again set aside their time to make Cumberland a better place, we applaud you. Para todos los estudiantes que han una y otra vez apartado su tiempo para hacer Cumberland un lugar mejor, te aplaudemos. To the parents, faculty and staff who guided us through our journey, we applaud you. Para todos los padres, profesores y personal que nos guiaron a lo largo de nuestro viaje, te aplaudemos. I hope you find that all the challenges that you have faced this past year only work to help you become the person that is sitting in this chair today. I wanted to let you know, if you have yet to add adaptability and surviving a whole pandemic as a skill to your resume, you should definitely do that. Thank you so much.
Muchas gracias, mi amigo. I think I understood at least half of what she said. Now it's time to recognize awards in the graduating class. First, the Faculty Award of Excellence. This award is nominated by the university faculty and selected by the Faculty Senate. It's based on academic excellence, integrity, engagement, and personal demeanor. This year's recipient is graduating magna cum laude, receiving a Bachelor of Business Administration degree in accounting. And I'd like to ask Ms. Haley Pond Ward to come forward. As she's coming toward the stage, I'll tell you a little bit about Haley. She's been a student leader with the Delight Women's Bible Study and an active member of the Baptist Collegiate Ministries. She's also volunteered as an accounting tutor on campus. Following graduation, Haley will work in the accounting department at Really Clean Construction, LLC. She's from Lebanon, Tennessee. She's married to Parker Ward, a 2018 Cumberland alum. Together, they're expecting their first child in about 2 months. Congratulations, Haley. The President's Award is presented to the graduate who most nearly embodies the ideals, principles, and spirit of the university. The candidates for this award are judged based on their scholastic attainment, personal bearing, integrity, leadership, moral and ethical conduct, and loyalty to the university. This year's recipient is graduating cum laude with a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. This year's winner, and I'll ask her to come join me on the stage as I tell you more about her, is Miss Stephanie Owen. Stephanie has been a resident assistant and served in student government as the School of Nursing representative. She's accepted a nursing position at Skyline Medical Center. She's a member of the Alpha Lambda Delta and Omicron Delta Kappa Honor Societies. She's from Noreen, Tennessee. Her parents are Greg and Tina Olin, and Miss Tina Olin is currently employed and does a wonderful job for us in our business office. Stephanie, congratulations to you. The Algernon Sidney Sullivan Awards were established by the New York Southern Society in 1925, almost 100 years ago, in memory of Mr. Sullivan, a Southerner who became a prominent lawyer, businessman, and philanthropist in New York in the late 19th century. Only a very few select institutions have the privilege to present these awards. The student receiving the 2021 Algernon Sidney Sullivan Award today is graduating magna cum laude with a 3.85 grade point average, receiving a Bachelor of Arts in History degree with a minor in marketing. I'd like to ask Ms. Paige Robsky Curtis to come forward. Paige has been involved in many areas of the university for the past several years. She was a president's ambassador, a resident assistant, and a student government officer. She received the Resident Assistant of the Year Award in 2019 from the state of Tennessee Association of Residence Halls. She's a member of the College Republicans and has worked on the Martin Van Buren Papers Project. She's a member of Pi Gamma Mu Social Science Honor Society. She's from Hartsville, Tennessee. Her parents are Jamie and Bobby Curtis. Congratulations, Paige. And now it's my honor to recognize some members of our community who are also receiving the Algernon Sidney Sullivan Award, this one for community service. Harold Gordon and Patricia Bond Bone are pillars in the Lebanon community, having acted as humble servants, placing service above self throughout their careers. The Bones were married for 47 years and had 2 children, Margaret Sue Ann Bone and Harold Gordon Hal Bone, both of whom are with us today. They also have 5 grandchildren, Seth, Jackson, Savannah, Kate, and Owen. Gordon was born to Sam and Margaret Bone and had 2 brothers, Dr. Robert Carver Bone, who's our chairman emeritus and is with us today, and Sam Stratton Bone, who served for a long time in the Tennessee State Legislature. All 3 brothers served in the Tennessee Air National Guard. Gordon was a graduate of Cumberland University, the University of Tennessee, and the University of Virginia's Consumer Banking School. His banking career included roles from vice president, director, to trustee. But the banking industry was more than a career. It was also the place he met his wonderful wife, Pat. Gordon served on the board of directors of Middle Tennessee Electric Membership Corporation for 35 years. He was vice president of Community Progress Committee, Inc., the director of the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation of America, Tennessee chapter, a partner in Horizon Concrete Company, Horizon Construction and Development Company, and was a lifelong farmer. Gordon was also a charter member of the Lebanon Breakfast Rotary Club, having served on its board, and was a Paul Harris Fellow. Gordon was known as a silent servant for his entire life. He quietly assisted and supported those in need. Education was always important to Gordon, and on many occasions when he would hear of a Cumberland student with a financial need, he and Pat would ensure that they had that burden removed in order to pursue their education. Pat Bone is a Nashville native. She and Gordon married in 1971 and delighted in raising their 2 children. She too is an alumnus of Cumberland University. Her career in human resources involved Third National Bank in Nashville and Lebanon Bank. She also spent 16 plus years as an HR director with Prospect Inc. here in Lebanon. Pat was a member of the Lebanon Kiwanis Club with 25 years of perfect attendance. She held all leadership positions in Kiwanis, including president. She was also the first female of the Lebanon Kiwanis Club to serve as lieutenant governor for Division II of the Kentucky-Tennessee District. And she also served on the Kentucky-Tennessee Foundation Board of Directors and was elected a George F. Hickson Fellow. Pat served in the Lebanon Wilson County Chamber of Commerce Board for 5 years and was the first female to serve as chair of the Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. Pat was in the sophomore class of Leadership Wilson, and upon graduation served on its board for a number of years. She assisted in raising money for the Wilson County Libraries by agreeing to be roasted at the annual fundraiser. She served the Middle Tennessee Girl Scout Council, the National Association of Bank Women, the Wilson County Community Help Center Board, and was a charter member of Wilson One. She's a member of First Presbyterian Church, where she's an elder, a member of the Chancel Choir, and handbell director. Although Pat gives the credit to Gordon for community involvement, her impressive track record suggests otherwise and illustrates that she too is a servant leader in our community. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of the 2021 Algernon Sidney Sullivan Award for Community Engagement, Gordon and Pat Bone. And Pat is here to receive the award.
Thank you, Dr. Stone. I know there are many in this community just as deserving of this recognition. However, I am gratefully honored and humbled to accept this award. When I think of service individuals, I do think of my late husband, Gordon Bone. He always comes first to my mind. As you heard in Dr. Stone's introduction, I refer to him as my silent servant, and that is exactly what he was. Neither our children nor I knew until his passing how much he did for so many people in this community and beyond. He was definitely one who always placed others before himself, and he did it silently, asking for no recognition or reward. I was not born or raised in Wilson County, but once I came here, I wanted to be a part of this community. I wanted to be involved, to work hard, and hopefully make a little bit of difference in a good way every day. Because I believe getting involved reaps many, many benefits to those we serve and to ourselves. As you graduates start this new journey in your life, keep in mind to always strive to make a difference in the best way possible, not only in your careers, but also with the individuals that you meet, maybe in church activities, volunteer opportunities, whatever community you reside in, be a vital part of it. Remember that small, just small acts of kindness and service in a person's life can make a world of difference. You know, the good book says we were not put on this earth to be served, but to serve. Today, my wish for all you graduates is that you may have many years of success, health, and happiness. And remember, when it comes to service, there are no unimportant people, and there are no unimportant acts of service. There are only people, and we need to be their open door. So our family loves Cumberland. So on behalf of my children, my grandchildren, Gordon's brothers, Robert and Stratton, and all of the Bone families, we thank you deeply for this honor. Thank you.
It's now my distinct honor to recognize excellence among our faculty. The President's Award for Teaching Excellence is presented annually to a faculty member who's made a significant difference in the lives of our students. And I will tell you that we have all of our faculty who meet that criterion. But this year, we recognize a member of the Cumberland faculty who has served the university extremely well over the past 2 years. I would ask Mr. Matt Espenshade to please come forward. He doesn't have too far to climb. Prior to joining the university faculty in 2019, Mr. Espenshade enjoyed a 24-year career as a special agent with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. In his last assignment, Mr. Espenshade led the FBI's Nashville office. During his career in the FBI, Mr. Espenshade served as legal attaché in Budapest, Hungary, and in Nairobi, Kenya, where he had responsibility for 7 countries in East Africa. Mr. Espenshade's foreign assignments also included a counterterrorism deployment to Afghanistan in 2003. Prior to joining the FBI, Mr. Espenshade served as a military intelligence officer in the U.S. Army. He earned a BS from St. Joseph's University in Philadelphia and an MS in Organizational Leadership from Norwich University in Northfield, Vermont. His knowledge and expertise from his FBI career have served the university well as we developed our COVID response plan. For in addition to teaching all of his full load of classes, he dedicated many hours over the past year above and beyond his classroom duties to ensure that all within our Cumberland community were kept safe. Mr. Espenshade has been an elder at the Journey Church here in Lebanon for several years and will be taking a new position there this summer as executive pastor. He's married to Lisa Espenshade and they have 4 children, Madeline, Ava, Ella, and Seth. Please join me in thanking and congratulating Mr. Matt Espenshade. I now invite Dr. McKee back to the podium to announce promotions within our faculty.
The following faculty members have been promoted. Please stand and face the graduate and the audience when your name is called. I'll ask everyone to hold their applause until all are ready. Dr. Chris Fuller, from Associate Professor to Professor. Dr. Christy Griffin, from Assistant Professor to Associate Professor. Dr. Jason Grindstaff, from Associate Professor to Professor. Dr. Joy Kimbrell, from Associate Professor to Professor. Dr. Robert Nichols, from Associate Professor to Professor. Ms. Summer Vertrees, from Instructor to Assistant Professor. Join me in a round of applause. I would also like to recognize 2 faculty members who are retiring from the Jeanette C. Rudy School of Nursing and Health Profession, and 2 who are retiring from the School of Humanities, Education, and the Art. They are Ms. Jean Markey, Assistant Professor of Nursing, Ms. Maggie Kyle, Assistant Professor of Nursing, Dr. Janet Parker, Assistant Professor of Education, Dr. Marjorie Anderson, Assistant Professor of Education. Would you join me in thanking them for their service to the system? Now I'd like to welcome to the podium our Alumni Association Vice President, Mr. Troy Simpson, a member of the class of 2001, to present alumni awards and to announce an important new tradition. Mr. Simpson.
Good morning. On behalf of our Alumni Association President, AC Jadway, who's not going to be here, I just want to thank you all for this brief time to talk about what's going on with your Alumni Association. Being part of it and part of the Alumni Board really means that I get to help represent and lead the phenomenal graduates. So, congratulations, everyone. Our Alumni Association is small but mighty. Today we welcome the largest group of alumni into our association in our 179-year history. And with that growth, this might and this group will increase as well. In the last year, our association has been able to create the Pay It Forward Scholarship. It's a fund for students. We've helped create a mentor program for students called the See Your Mentor program. An alumni-owned business list, and we led our first ever Cumberland Alumni group Giving Week that raised over $34,000. Now with a new crop of alumni, the sky's the limit. This past September, we started the 1842 Society, an alumni giving honor society that encourages alumni to give back to CU. You'll notice many graduates today are wearing maroon and white honor cords. These are 1842 Society members. I'd like to ask all members of the 1842 Society, graduates, audience members, distinguished guests, to please stand so that you can be recognized for your commitment to Cumberland. That's right. As of today, we are over 400 members strong and growing. Our commitment is to the students who will come after us for this great university. So the graduating class has created a great new tradition. Thank you for that. During the ceremony today, you all will see graduates give a coin to the university. That was given to them by an incredibly generous alum. Today, you're part of a special class that will start this new tradition. By dropping the dollar coins into the box, this signifies the graduates' first official gifts to Cumberland's annual fund and the importance of us all supporting one another for a stronger university. These dollar coins were made possible by Ms. Jackie Cowell, Cumberland alum, former member of our Board of Trust, and current adjunct professor. This tradition signifies the importance of giving back to benefit others at any level. At this time, I'd like to introduce Ms. Jackie Cowell, who has some words for us.
Today is a day for you, the graduates of the class of 2021. It's also a special day for your family, your friends, your professors, your mentors, who have been on this journey with you to don your caps and gowns today. I'm going to be brief, but I want to tell you a story about a woman I once knew. She was older than me. In fact, she was old enough to be my mother, but we still had a very special bond. Now, this lady was born during the Great Depression and was a child during World War II. She grew up in Nashville, and she told me once that if you were poor and in the country in Middle Tennessee, you at least had food on your table. But if you were in the city like she was in Nashville, not so much. Now, this lady wasn't complaining at all. She was simply explaining. Now, this wonderful lady didn't graduate college. In fact, she didn't finish 11th grade. The reason she gave her principal at East High School that she had to drop out was because her parents couldn't afford her clothes. Now, while she already worked after school, she needed to go to work full-time, being the fifth of 7 children. Her principal at East High School got on the telephone right then with her standing there, made a phone call, and got her a job with the telephone company, Ma Bell. She became a telephone operator. This was a most remarkably responsible lady. Now, I didn't know this until after she died a couple of years ago. Her husband told me that the first thing that she did when she went to work full-time was to have indoor plumbing installed in her parents' home. But that wasn't the end of her generosity and her stewardship efforts. Now, as an infant, this lady was sick. She was in Vanderbilt Hospital as an infant for 2 months with double pneumonia. Of course, back in those days, there were no antibiotics, there was no penicillin. And she spent the rest of her life with a very deep scar along her back as a reminder of the treatment by having ribs removed by the doctors at Vanderbilt that indeed saved her life. Of course, there was no insurance, no government assistance, there was simply no money. After all, this was the Great Depression, and very few people had money. So she was an indigent patient, thanks to Vanderbilt. Later in life, as she grew, her mother said to her, "If you can ever give back to Vanderbilt Hospital, you are here because of them. They saved your life." And guess what? As adults and successful business owners, she and her husband were later able to donate enough money to the Monroe Carroll Vanderbilt Children's Hospital to have their name on a little plaque and part of the administrative wing. They have also been most generous patrons of Cumberland University. Her husband also had it rough. His father died when he was 11, grew up in the housing projects in Nashville. There are two hardworking, disciplined young people who came from nothing, made a very good life together by being responsible, by being good stewards, by being vigilant, and having a passion for everything they did, especially their children and their grandchildren and education. Now, this woman and her husband, as you may have guessed, are my parents. I teach a class here at Cumberland called RSVP, and some of you, I hope, are graduating today, have had my class. If you have, you know that RSVP is an acronym for my personal life philosophy that I strive to achieve every day. Now, you also may know that RSVP is originally an abbreviation for the French, forgive my French, répondez s'il vous plaît, simply means please respond. I want you to listen carefully to my RSVP. Our responsibility. Go forward, class of 2021. Lead responsible lives. Be responsible citizens, parents, partners, employees, employers, neighbors, and yes, pet owners. Be responsible for your finances, for your word, and for your actions. S, stewardship. Go forward, class of 2021, and be good stewards of your home, your house, your friends, your workplace, the environment, and especially to those in need. Be good stewards as an answer to all the blessings you have had. Be vigilant. Go forward, class of 2021, with the vigilance to be keenly aware and alert. Don't just be a follower and drink the Kool-Aid because everyone else is drinking the Kool-Aid. Read between the lines, contemplate the consequences, understand the shoes someone else is walking in. Be vigilant with your word, your tone of voice, and your physical projection. And P for passion. Be passionate about all the things you are grateful for. Rejoice in gratitude and in your blessings. Be passionate with your family, your friends, your work and careers, your spiritual life, and yourself. Don't forget, however, to set aside for fun, be it music, art, books, learning, sports, volunteering, or your church. As graduates of the class of 2021, you've been through a crazy, crazy ride. Many of us Today, I believe the world is insane right now, but I submit to you, the world has always been crazy. My parents grew up in a crazy time. Stock market crash, bank runs, World War II, Pearl Harbor being bombed, and racial segregation. Not only did they survive that crazy world, they excelled. And as the years and decades passed, they became tremendous philanthropists by returning the blessings they had been given. You can do the same. Remember this campus. Remember your professors. Remember the activities, the sports teams, the new band, the chorus, or whatever impacted you here at Cumberland University. Remember to the generation of others whose earned dollars may have allowed you to attend and now graduate from Cumberland. Go into this world being responsible, be good stewards, be vigilant, live with a passion. You will be successful adults. One quote from the famous Tennessean Alex Haley. You graduates don't know who Alex Haley is. Look him up. He has a quote that's one of my favorites. Find the good and praise it.
Thank you, Ms. Gowan. I also have the privilege to present to you Alumni Awards. Awards of excellence are presented to Cumberland University graduates who have attained significant level of achievement in their chosen field. Nominees should demonstrate a positive impact on a local, state, or national or international level, and be of high integrity and character. These awards are presented in separate categories which represent the 3 academic schools at Cumberland. The Award of Excellence in Humanities, Education, and the Arts. The Award of Excellence in Science, Technology, and Business. And the Award of Excellence in Nursing and Health Professions. Present with us today, the Award of Excellence in the School of Humanities, Education, and the Arts is presented to Dr. Samika Marie Carlton. Dr. Carlton is a 2003 graduate. She's been in the education field since 1999, in the brick and mortar classroom and online since 2011. Dr. Carlton is a 22-year veteran of Metro National Schools and has served in many roles, including classroom teacher, dean of students, assistant principal, and classroom management specialist. Dr. Carlton is currently the School and Emotional Learning Coordinator for Metro National Schools. We are delighted to recognize Dr. Carlton today. Dr. Samika Carlton. The Award of Excellence in the Jeanette C. Rudy School of Nursing and Healthing Professions is presented to Heather Stafford. Heather is a 2005 graduate, having received her Bachelor of Science in Nursing. She also earned her MBA from the Western Governors University and is currently pursuing her doctorate in nursing practice in executive leadership at Vanderbilt University. She is a Chief Nursing Officer at Summit Medical Center. Heather's a member of the Emergency Nursing Association and the American College of Healthcare Executives. She is certified as a nurse executive. We are excited to recognize Heather today. Welcome, Heather Stafford. Unable to attend today is the recipient of the Award of Excellence in the Labrie School of Science, Technology, and Business. It is presented to Ivy Gardner Mayberry. Ivy received her bachelor and master's of business administration from Cumberland. She later attended Lincoln Memorial University's Duncan School of Law. Ivy is an attorney in Crossville, Tennessee, specializing in family, juvenile, civil, and criminal law, and is the City of Crossville's municipal judge. Let's give Ivy a round of applause. Celebrating emerging leaders, the Rising Physic Awards recognizes alumni that are 35 years or younger in age who display outstanding leadership qualities, have exceptional achievement early in their professional careers, and dedicate themselves to public service and volunteer activities. The 2021 Rising Phoenix Award is presented to Mr. Josh Mccausley. Josh is a multiple award-winning filmmaker and music composer based out of Chicago, Illinois. Since his graduation in 2015, Josh has traveled the world working as a filmmaker, making music videos, commercials, and short films. We are thrilled to have Josh with us today, presenting Josh Mccausley. The Distinguished Alumni Award is the highest honor bestowed by the Cumberland University Alumni Association. This award salutes the achievements of outstanding alumni whose personal lives, professional achievements, and community service exemplify the objectives of their alma mater. The 2021 Distinguished Alumni Award is presented to Dr. Aaron Pryor. Dr. Pryor is a native of Lebanon, Tennessee, a graduate of Lebanon High School and Cumberland University, as well as the first in his class at Meharry Medical College School of Dentistry. Upon graduating from dental school, Dr. Pryor served as a dentist in the United States Air Force. Dr. Pryor also completed advanced education in general dentistry at Algernon Air Force Base in 2002. He's a member of the Dental Organization for Conscious Sedation, the Academy of General Dentistry, and the American Dental Association. Dr. Pryor is a devoted family man. He lives here in Lebanon. And with his wife, Mandy, their 3 children, I know they're here today. Congratulations, Dr. Pryor.
By the way, I should say that, just as an aside, one of our trustees told me the other day he really liked my smile. I was thankful for that, Bob McDonald, but my smile is attributable to Dr. Aaron Pryor. So, if you like the smile, you like his work. If you don't, sorry, Dr. Pryor. I now have the privilege of recognizing a very special award that we get to make today. It's in recognition of his many achievements that the Board of Trustees at Cumberland University has voted to award Dr. Edward L Laxton with the degree of Doctor of Literary Letters, honoris causa. Dr. Thaxton is a native of Lebanon, Tennessee, the son of Guy Thaxton and Virginia Adams Thaxton. He attended the McLean School and Lebanon High School, where he played basketball, co-edited the school newspaper, and graduated as salutatorian in the class of 1955. He received his B.E. degree in civil engineering from Vanderbilt University in 1961. He worked for the City of Lebanon as city engineer and for the City of Nashville as a design engineer. He later received an MS from the University of Illinois and a PhD from Vanderbilt University in environmental and water resources engineering in 1966. From 1972 to 73, he served as staff assistant for environmental affairs to Tennessee Governor Winfield Dunn, who was also a dentist, as I recall. In 1974, he was named Conservationist of the Year by the Tennessee Conservation League. He was chairman of the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering at Vanderbilt University. He then retired from Vanderbilt in December 2000, after which he was named Engineer of the Year by the National Chapter of the Tennessee Society of Professional Engineers. In 2004, the Kentucky-Tennessee Water Environmental Association presented him its Leary Jones Award and named him to its Hall of Fame. In 1995, he was selected to the Board of Trust at Cumberland University, and in 2000, he was named Secretary-Treasurer, and then later elected Chairman of the Board in 2007, a role in which he served until 2013. He's married to the former Miss Betty Tucker of Shelbyville, and they have 2 daughters, Carol Nixon and Leah Hawkins. Leah's with us today, and 6 grandchildren. I'd like to ask Dr. Thaxton to now, he's already come forward, he's ahead of me as usual, to come receive his diploma and share a few words. Dr. Thaxton?
Thank you, Mr. President, Vice President McKee, Chairman Bone, and all the trustees who voted to award me this honor, especially the Gang of 5 who helped elect me Chairman of the Board and has served extremely valuable helpers, officers, and committee chairmen during my tenure, and of course, Leslie Steele. This honor is especially meaningful, more than you know, because my family and I have loved Cumberland for over 160 years. I personally have been incredibly lucky to have had all the opportunities I've had in life, both those that determined the environment that I grew up in, and also to be able to acquire all the extracurricular experiences and knowledges that allowed me to then take advantage of the opportunities to be of service to the community, state, and the country. And Cumberland has been instrumental in both. In fact, if it had not been for Cumberland, I would not have been at all. In 1932, the depths of the Depression, if a 26-year-old senior who'd grown up on a farm with no electricity or running water, son of a couple with only a grade school education, but was working to pay his own way through Cumberland, the only school he possibly could have afforded, as is true of many of you, if he had not met a 22-year-old French teacher who had been privileged to grow up in a well-to-do family in a modern house in town and gone to private girls' schools in Virginia, a match that it would seem highly unlikely, except for Cumberland, I would have never been born. I was also privileged to grow up in her house, built in 1897 by her father, another self-made farm boy who came to town on his own at age 14 and worked to pay his own way through Cumberland Prep School and law school, and then became a highly innovative and successful businessman who founded the Lebanon Democrat newspaper. That house on West Main Street, a block and a half from here, was full of books, magazines, newspapers, no TV, of course, but many older relatives and pictures. Many of family members who had gone to Cumberland as early as 1855. And they laid the foundation for a family tradition of public service and learning, and how to acquire the means to get it, all due to Cumberland. All this Cumberland tradition stimulated me to read, listen, ask questions, acquire determination to learn, and to contribute to public service, as they all have. It also contributed to my broad interest in many diverse areas such as history, geography, archaeology, politics, law, government, etc., etc. And this allowed me to be prepared to take advantage of many opportunities that the average engineer could not have done or even wanted to. You may call that good luck, and it was. But much good luck happens when preparedness meets opportunity. So to you, graduates of 21, I congratulate you all and wish you well in your further future career, and urge you to create your own luck, like mine, by continuing to learn as much as you can about as much as you can. And may the Cumberland Phoenix, the immortal bird of peace, continually renew you as it does itself, and hover over you always, and bind you to Cumberland forever. Thank you.
We have one final but very important recognition to make today before we ask the graduates to walk across this stage. The Honorable A.C. Wharton, Jr. is the former mayor of both Shelby County, Tennessee from 2002 to 2009, and the mayor of Memphis, Tennessee from 2009 to 2015. During his tenure, Mayor Wharton focused on child welfare issues, health care, and fiscal soundness. Prior to his mayorship, Wharton served as Chief Public Defender for Shelby County for 22 years and Director of the Memphis Area Legal Services for 7 years. Throughout his legal career, Wharton developed many innovative crime prevention and recidivism reduction programs. During his many years of trial practice, Wharton gained a reputation as being one of the area's most skilled trial attorneys. A select few of his numerous awards and recognitions include the University of Memphis Humphrey School of Law Pillars of Excellence Award, the Young Lawyers Award, the NAACP's President's Award, and most recently the AutoZone 2018 Spirit of 1776 Award and the University of Mississippi Law Alumni Hall of Fame Award. Mayor Wharton is a native of Lebanon, Tennessee. He's a graduate of Tennessee State University and the University of Mississippi School of Law, where he later taught as an adjunct professor for 25 years. He's married to the wonderful attorney Rudy R. Wharton, who's here with us today. He has 6 sons, and he actually has a few grandsons who are with us today too. I met at least 3 of those nice young men earlier this morning. Mayor Wharton continues to lead with his passion and upstanding Southern character. He served as a trustee of the Cumberland University Board, and his family established the A.C. Wharton Family Scholarship, which provides financial assistance to Wilson County students majoring in business here at Cumberland. Today, it's my privilege to recognize him as Emeritus Trustee. Mr. Wharton.
Mr. President, Chairman of the Board, faculty members, and most of all, to the folks who this is all about. It's not about me and the folks up here, to the grads. Thanks for allowing me to barge in on your program for just a few minutes. She's already been recognized, but someone who's made everything that I've achieved possible, my wife Rudy from the Wharton there. Monica Olson, attorney, came up this morning. My daughter-in-law, Andre's summer fraternity with grandsons. I had to recognize them because, along with two other people who made all of this possible, my parents, who were very familiar with this campus. No, they didn't graduate from here, and I'm sure you understand why. This was a long time ago. But they were very familiar because we spent many weekends and afternoons cleaning this very building here where we stand today. I heard someone mention their parents who had no education. Such was the same with my parents. So it's one thing they believed in. My mother told me that basically part of their vows after all the rituals was when we have children, they're all going to go to school. My mother was never able to complete school in 1 year because they were sharecroppers, and you never know, you had to move wherever the crops would take you. Dad had a third grade education at most, but I think our business, which is still leased out here, is one of the oldest in Wilson County. So everything that we have came from them, and I want to just accept this award, not for me, because I didn't make this possible. They sacrificed, they worked, they cried, they prayed, they made this all possible. So I accept this award in their honor.
Thank you, Mayor. Now it is time to recognize those graduates who have achieved academic excellence. If you're graduating summa cum laude, having achieved a grade point average of 3.9 to 4.0, please stand up and remain standing. Now the graduates who are graduating magna cum laude, 3.75 to 3.89, please join them in standing. And now the graduates who will graduate cum laude, 3.5 to 3.74, please join them in standing. Ladies and gentlemen, the honor graduates of the class of 2021. Now it is time for the most joyous of duties that we as faculty and trustees are called upon to perform. That's the conferring of degrees. Will the graduates for the associate and baccalaureate degrees please stand? With the graduates for the baccalaureate and the associate degrees, please stand. This is not far, folks. I promise you. Mr. President.
Thank you, Dr. McKee. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trust of Cumberland University and the state of Tennessee, I hereby confer upon each of you the associate and baccalaureate degree that you have earned. And I confer upon you this degree with all rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertain. Congratulations, graduates. Please be seated. Mr. Justin Bradford, class of 2008, is our former student body president and recipient of the 2017 Rising Phoenix Alumni Award. Justin is the voice of the Phoenix announcer during our football season and also the Nashville Predators radio broadcaster for Penalty Box Radio. Justin recently published a book, The Making of Smashville, which chronicles the founding and history of the Nashville Predators. We thank Justin for taking his time to do this important duty for us today. He will announce the names of the graduates as they cross the platform to receive their degrees, and the academic deans will now present their graduates. Dr. Fuller.
Dean Fuller.
Will the graduates receiving associate or baccalaureate degrees in the Labrie School of Science, Technology, and Business please rise and come forward as your name is called.
Diana Paulina Medina, magna cum laude. Melanie S. Bowman. Caitlin Dillard, cum laude. Logan L. Moore. Brooklyn Michelle Emmert, cum laude. Madison Delaney Farley. Matthew Dale Fisher, cum laude. Wesley Jordan Fowler, summa cum laude. Christian Joseph Grossman. Grace Nicole Jackson, cum laude. Gervin Lara Hernandez. Kennedy Logan, cum laude. Aubrey E. McElhaney. Ambra Morgan, cum laude. Harrison Tyler Knopfsinger. Dalton Pardue, cum laude. Isabella Riley. Rachel Claire Ritchie, cum laude. Jack Schrimmer. Dylan Stebbins. Zachary Dylan Steinke, cum laude. Ashton Nicholas White. Connor Beadle. Emily Brooke Bingham. Parker James Bruin. Madison Hardy. Tyler Nicole Holman. Ashlyn Mackenzie Sanders.
Oh yeah.
Morgan Paige Spivey. Kasia Westbrook. Carson Jack White. Ajane Wolf. Seth Siemens. Alexis Cecilia Davis. Casey Lynn Farner. Callie Elizabeth Malloy, cum laude. Haley Crouch. Jack Allen Good, magna cum laude. Sapphire Sierra Green. Israel Irizareh, magna cum laude. Justin Cameron Smith, cum laude. Christopher Ruiz Baños. Manar Ibrahim. Tyler Yarix. Bachelor of Business Administration, Anya Arsenault, summa cum laude. Peyton Bell, cum laude. Hannah Berry, magna cum laude. Alyssa Brin, cum laude. Kristen Marie Coffey. Gregory C. Davis. DeAndre Gavins.
All right.
Christopher Jordan Higgins, cum laude. Bruno Juarez Ramirez. Victoria K. Laster.
That's my baby!
Brandon Jacoby Lavere.
Hey, Wood.
Anna Opal Barlow.
This way.
Spencer Cole Matherly, summa cum laude. Bryce Donovan Parson, cum laude. Skylar James Peace. Nicholas David Presley, summa cum laude. Shelby Lee Rose, cum laude. Tanner Wisdom Titswell.
Right here.
Wiley Barton, cum laude. Rashawn Martin Bates. Jordan Nicole Campbell, cum laude. Luis Fernando Cardona. Giovanna Chernatsky. Julio Cesar Cervantes. Alma Angelica Chavez. Brandon Chase Coons. Amanda Rachel Colbert. Caleb Christopher Davenport, summa cum laude. Dylan Cole Dishman, cum laude. Abby Grace Elkins. Jackson Cope Ferguson, cum laude. Chad Jamon Foster. Reese Shelby Gaddis, magna cum laude. Christopher D. Gatewood. Graves, magna cum laude. Delaney Elizabeth Gregory, cum laude. Shelby Elizabeth Hamlet. Carlos Roberto Hernandez Estrada. Nicholas Epling.
Got
Ulysses Saul Holguin. Delaney Jakewish, cum laude. Marshall Jakewish, magna cum laude. Zachary Robert Jones, cum laude. Daniela Juarez Rodriguez. Houston Thomas Kirkpatrick. Brenna Carol Luttrell, summa cum laude. Noah Mason. Tanner Bryce Massingale. Shane McCarty, magna cum laude. Dylan Miller, cum laude. Odalis Anai Ontiveros. Johanna Rapa, cum laude. Philippe Verandas Sapa. Jennifer Segura. Bryson Nicholas Smith. Bethany Leanne Summer.
Noah!
Michelle Christian Thrush. Maria Angelica Tabayan Andre. Simone Nicole Toppin. Autumn Travis, cum laude. Jimmy Turner, fourth. Haley Pond Ward, magna cum laude.
That's my baby girl.
Seth Weiss. Brittany Page Herman, cum laude. Champ Bailey Ledden. Samantha Brooke Torres. Bachelor of Science. Raquel Cohen Below.
Love you, Brittany! Woo!
Joshua A. Crowley, cum laude. Lacey Marguerite Huffman.
Oh, yeah.
Ashton Rochelle Sims. Joanna Bowe, summa cum laude. Anthony Calderon, cum laude. Chloe Faith Lynn Dixon.
Woo!
Kimberly Solange Gonzalez Romero, cum laude. Adriana Sahabi Shah Latay. Natalie Rose Hershey. Jensen Nicole Taylor, magna cum laude. Andrea Louise Wojwicka, magna cum laude. Samantha Haley Yates, cum laude.
Dean Griffin.
Yeah, I should like that.
Will the graduates of the baccalaureate degree in the Rudy School of Nursing and Health Professions please rise and come forward when your name is called.
Chicken water. Labrie.
Oh my God.
Belen Salazar Yanez.
She's so short.
Ashlyn Bailey Case. Brittany Gail Davis. Kemper Lee Dixon. Helman Garcia Diaz, cum laude. Christy Glover. Sarah Haddock. Allison Lynn Kerr. Sean Thomas Madden.
All right, Sean.
Gray Richards, cum laude. Arden Lane Butler, cum laude. Tanner Dallas Buttrey. Kendrick Carter. Mariah Clark. Davis Ray Green. Mahogany Anye Huddleston. Carrie Ann Litchford. Lauren Faith Robertson. Kayla Marie Rodriguez. Autumn Sander, cum laude. Prentice T. Summerall. Jody Morgan Seidenstricker.
Let's go!
Brandon Rashad Taylor. Malik Damon Trollinger. Lamont Anthony Webster. Adonis Trayvon Winley. Joshua Kenneth Woodward. Dante Howard Bertrand. Daniel Holmes. Demarcus Murrell. Matthew Briscoe. Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Brandy Michelle Ashburn, cum laude. Caitlin Amalfitano. Christina Michelle Bankston. Kelly J. Bitzer, cum laude. Blake Alberto Boza. Justin Robert Brown. Mackenzie Preston Bryan.
What up, man? Glad to see you, man.
Alyssa Buckman.
Yeah!
Carly K. Craig. Carrie Barrett Cunningham, cum laude. Dakota Daniel Brower. Ashley Megan Higwood. Andrew Blake Holmes. Beth Pollitt. Natalie Lynn Hunt. Hafsa Ismail. Alyssa Marie Keene. Gwen A. Lemley. Stephanie Elizabeth Owen, cum laude. Destiny Dawn Park. Callie Shockley. Chelsea Danielle Smith. Brittany Nicole Summer. McKenna Swap. Taylor Walker. Amber White. Zachary Austin Wood, cum laude. Toby J. Clymer.
Dean Cummings.
Will the graduates receiving associate and baccalaureate degrees from the School of Humanities, Education, and the Arts please rise up and come forward as your name is called.
Keep. Trapper.
Come here. You're being scared. Come here.
So Haiti.
Sydney Cox, cum laude.
I'll come over there.
Jonah Peyton Gilbert.
Ah!
Martin Isaiah King. Jessica Lynn Maynard, cum laude. Brooke Yates. Irini Camille Abdo. Morgan T. Bishop, cum laude. Savannah Vieira Burlingame, magna cum laude. Vanessa Ann Davis. Haley Elizabeth Dyes. Austin Garcia, magna cum laude. Gracie Haney. Edison Jose Hernandez Lugo. Madison Nicole Hopper. Elijah Zechariah Jacobs. Alicia Casey Johnson. Presley Johnson. Chloe Addison Kitchen. Corbin Wade Lackey, cum laude. Guadalupe Lara Munoz.
So proud of your sister!
Cadence Robe Lowry.
I love you.
Michaela Ann McGee. Trent Mitchell. Chloe Osase, magna cum laude. Emma Elizabeth Payne. Dakota Luke Pashota. Alexis Brooke Reed. Lillian Marie Reed, summa cum laude. Carrie Lynn Rittenberry. Oscar Joel Rodriguez. Olivia Rowe. Jada V. Ruiz. Taylor Morgan Sams, cum laude. Kaylee Angelia Sikora, summa cum laude. Nikki Shay Taylor, cum laude. Elijah Marie Tias, cum laude. Chelsea Nicole Walker. Emily Paige West. Emily Nicole Woodson. Allison Elmore. Lauren Paige Bonner. Kamisha Honesty Crisp. Stephen Blake Curley, cum laude. Rebecca Danielle Godwin. Hannah Marie Gwynn Keene. Jacob Curley, cum laude. Caitlin Nicole Rollins. Lexi Schaefer. Faith J. Schleihoff. Mackenzie Ann Elaine Sewell. Ethan Tyler Segrist. Jackson Hadley Thomas. Bailey LaRue Wheeler. Marshall Oliver White. Amy Diane Mooneyham. Chelsea Dawn Corley. Haley Diane Osby. Jade Mackenzie Trammell. Emily Rose Davis, summa cum laude. Kristen Meyer. Shelby Renee Parks, magna cum laude. Rebecca L. Reynolds. Bailey Skipper, summa cum laude. Clarissa Ann Gadsey, magna cum laude. Shelby Grace Hendry. Carly Brianne Durham. Tristan Daniel Lockamy. Alexis Dawn Sullivan. Bachelor of Arts, Aaron James. Desiree M. Senna.
Rudy.
David Looper. Cade Isaac Arnold, summa cum laude. Alicia J. Bird, cum laude. Anna Karen Cuellar. Paige Marie Robsky Curtis, magna cum laude. Jennifer Garcia. Jonathan Garcia. Kendrick Gibson. Caitlin Nicole Lawrence, cum laude. Michaela Rose Marcelino, summa cum laude. Adam Benjamin McDonald, summa cum laude. Austin Reeves. Brandon Thomas Stewart. Megan Elizabeth Waller.
Go, Megan.
Camille Elizabeth Atkins, cum laude. Rebecca Delaney Brandon, magna cum laude. Andrea Guadalupe Chavez. Caleb Don Conley, cum laude. Jonathan Blake Cooper.
Go, Megan.
Austin Kennedy Correa. Dakota Ann Marie Delp, cum laude. Madison Scott Dinwiddie, summa cum laude. Jacqueline Doyle, magna cum laude. Mallory Nicole Bieber. Harmony Taylor Filson, summa cum laude. Cum laude, excuse me. Jamie Fleming, summa cum laude. Chase Lauren Ford, cum laude. Andrew Dalton Hackett, summa cum laude. Hannah Elizabeth Harrison. Jonathan C. Kelly, magna cum laude. Mary Bell Mofield. Stephanie Aliana Ortega Garcia. Miguel Ramirez. Chloe Michelle Randall, cum laude. Tessa Ray Reeder, cum laude. Gracie Jo Ravel. Rudy Giovanni Reyes Ramos. Taryn Rydell Smith.
You know. You know.
Ricardo Nathan Solano. Caleb Silas Stephen. D'Angelo Lorenzo Steele. Hope Lorraine Titchburg. Celine Chonka. Kaylee Madison Wheeler, cum laude. Tyler Allen Williams. Bachelor of Fine Arts. Elizabeth Grace Berryman, magna cum laude. Jonathan Daniel Huffman, summa cum laude. Abigail Youngers, summa cum laude. Brooke Heather Bishop, magna cum laude. Jakira Elise Clay, magna cum laude. Tanya Crescencio Transito. Isabel Osborne, summa cum laude. Bachelor of Music. Everett Tyler Boyd. Savannah Brooke Rogers, cum laude. Shelby Claymore LaHammer, cum laude. Christina Ann Payne. Angeles Soto. Audrey Russell. Karis D. Watson, cum laude. Alexandra Sophia Alpha, cum laude. Catherine Marie Rondike. Christina Marie Bush. Ashley Brooke Cole. Sydney Andrew Koza. magna cum laude. Marcella Marie Galliot. Abigail Goffler. Ian Nathaniel Hafner, cum laude. Morgan Manley Harmon. Alexandra L. Hayes, cum laude. Kendall Lamont Johnson. Rachel Barry Luber, cum laude. Paige Riley Lovelace, summa cum laude. Jalen Kyrie Charles Marborough. Molly Grace Marks, cum laude. Autumn Nicole Miller. Rebecca Danae Muncher, summa cum laude. Blanca Garcia Ramos, magna cum laude. Nicholas Reynolds. Krissa Rayanne Ryder, cum laude. Alexis Griggle, magna cum laude. Chloe Sanders, cum laude. Rocio Vanessa Segovia Garcia. Mitchell Ray Stembridge, cum laude. William Brady Stokes. Carrie Winters. Tiffany Swindle.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're nearing the end of our program, but we have 2 or 3 more real quick important things to do. Number one, in this ceremony today, we paid tribute to the graduating class of 2021. And now it's time for the graduates themselves to salute those who have helped them along the way. I'd like to ask the families and loved ones of the graduates and also the faculty of these graduates to please rise so that you may deserve the thanks you so richly deserve. Graduates, please help me in thanking these faculty and staff.
under the direction of Senior Music Major Aaron Pryor. Please stand and join us in the singing of the alma mater. The words are on the back of your program. Following the alma mater, Dr. Mike Dixon University Chamberlain will give the benediction. The University Chorale will sing.
They had no choice. Come on here. Thank you.
Like the phoenix from the ashes, she arose to live again, and her glorious as
Get in spot.
God of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We leave this celebration of the journey we've traveled these years together, grateful for all who call Cumberland University alma mater, nourishing mother, because we have just begun to be nourished by her in ways we can only imagine. Oh God, send us forth in faith, hope, love, and peace. Amen.
I officially declare the 179th commencement exercises of Cumberland University to be concluded. Congratulations, Bradford.
Go ahead and